The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it is, in fact, Friday, August 26th, 2022. You know, we got, it's another one of those lives. You know, it's been what, 4 or 5 days since Pops was last live for Usyk versus Joshua rematch. I haven't gone live. There's been no lives on this channel since then because it's been a very busy time for me. But we're here and we're coming back with a bang, you know. So let's not waste no time. Let there be no confusions. Let there be no ifs. Let there be no buts. Let there be no nothing. You know, breaking news. All right, because y'all know last time I talked about Crawford versus Spence. You know, last time I was here, you know, I gave y'all some bad news. I gave y'all some news maybe you didn't want to hear. You know, we were in the 11th hour, right? We were in the 11th hour of Crawford versus Spence. Now we're in the latter stage where I feel like, you know, there has to be some form of an announcement soon. And boy, oh boy, do we got an announcement. Do we got an announcement, people? Get excited. Be happy. Because Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is happening this year. My source called me like less than an hour ago. And he pretty much confronted me that, hey, the fight's going to happen. PBC is expected to make an announcement soon. It's going to be on. It'll more than likely be either on one of the next 3 cards or when they announce their fall schedule. But it is happening. So I want to just get this out there first. All right, I want to get it out there first and get it out there correctly. It is happening. PBC will announce it soon. I'm getting it out there before the original Fat Man Dan Raphael gets it out there because Dan Raphael, he's piggybacking off of my reporting. And we'll get to that later on. But Dan Raphael was piggybacking off of my reporting, and we're gonna get to that in this live as well. But you know, I'm getting it out there before Dan Raphael. I'm getting it out there before Coppinger. I'm getting it out there before Espinoza has a chance to get it out there. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is happening. So people, please get excited. Please show your appreciation to these 2 fighters. You know, I'm gonna raise my hand and say I was wrong because over the last few years, you know, I've criticized Errol Spence for not wanting to fight. When it came time to make the fight happen, he's made it happen. A lot of people out there were saying Crawford didn't want the fight. He's proven them wrong. So the fight's gonna happen, and you're gonna get the announcement very, very soon. And you know, it's just great. It's just great. This is some of the best news I've gotten in a while. And I want people to give the fighters the just due. And I'm glad that I was told this now, and we're gonna get an announcement soon. Because if you look at where we're at right now it's August 26th, right? The reported dates that we've heard were like November 12th and November 19th. I was told November 19th through my source, but the number of people, the dates we've also heard from Dan Raphael have been November 12th. But and 19th, I've said I've got November 19th. That's the date I got. But just looking at it right now, let's just say the fight is gonna happen on November 19th. That's 13 weeks from right now. So you got to ask yourself the question: do you really believe for Crawford Spence, and you guys can answer this in the comments, let your thoughts and opinions and voices be known. Do you guys believe that 13 weeks is enough time to promote this fight? Because I feel like 13 weeks, 12 weeks, it's a good amount of time. If you were to wait another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then you're talking about, you know, 8, 9 weeks of promotion along with the fighters just now being in camp. So beautiful thing. Just beautiful, 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 beautiful stuff. So now that the fight is made, there's just a lot of layers to unpack and a lot of things to talk about. And I'm gonna say this, man. I want to say this. I want to say this before I get into like Crawford Spence. We're gonna go to screen share. Shout out to everybody here. All right. Shout out to everybody here. I wanted to take some time right now to just talk about Dan Raphael. You know, the like Rick Laser calls him. He calls him the original Fat Man. Now I got a bone to pick with Mr. Dan Raphael, right? I was kind of nice in the last video. When I talked about this, I was nice in the last video. But the reality is, I have a bone to pick with Dan Raphael, honestly, because he's piggybacking off my reporting, or at least my last report, you know. And you may say, well, BT, what are you talking about? How is Dan Raphael, who works for ESPN, piggybacking off of your report? Well, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I meant. So look. So August the 8th, right? This was the report from earlier in the month where Dan Raphael pretty much said that, you can expect the fight to be November 12th or November 19th, which that's not incorrect. You know, the day I've gotten is November 19th, so I don't think he's wrong on that count, right? But then the fight really hadn't been signed yet or nothing like that, and then Dan Rafael comes out, or no, then I got the information that pretty much the whole of the fight was the guarantee, right? So I told you guys first, and you don't gotta take my word for it, because thankfully Twitter and YouTube and these social media platforms, they have dates for reasons, and things are documented. So I told you guys on August 11th. I told you guys August 11th that I told you what the offer was. There was information being reported out there. Okay, I correct the information. All right, I correct the information. Not only do I correct it, I give you specifics and I tell you what the guarantees were, what PBC will and won't go over. Okay, and then 13 days later, Dan Rafael pretty much piggybacks off what I reported, all right? Because this is August the 11th. He piggybacks off what I reported, and then 13 days later, he pretty much tells you guys what I already told you, that it's down to Crawford settling on the guarantee. So, you know, Dan Rafael, I mean, look, I never talked to the guy. I've seen him at fight. I never talked to him. I never had a reason to. But, yeah, like, cut the shit, man. You if you're gonna report something, just give credit where credit is due, man. You didn't get the story first. Your True School Sports got it first. So I want to get that out there, because when I reported it first, a lot of people were coming to me and saying that I was wrong. When in reality, we got a lot of people on YouTube, fucking Blue Blood Sports, all these channels, all these other channels on YouTube that give you guys false information, that lie, that don't really know what's going on. But then you get someone like me who's giving you guys real information. I'm giving you real, legitimate information, and then I'm the one who's criticized for it. And then I'm then validated and justified when a quote-unquote reputable boxing reporter who works for a reputable boxing news outlet reports that what I already reported 2 weeks earlier. So I just wanted to get that out there. I really wanted to get that out there, because that's one thing I didn't really talk about in the last video, is Dan Rafael was piggybacking off of pretty much what I told you guys already. So, yeah, just give credit where credit is due. You know, God bless Dan Rafael. I'm sure he's a nice, hardworking guy. And, you know, I never really had anything bad to say about him. I mean, I know, like, Rick Glazer and a lot of other people in boxing don't have nice things to say about Dan. I never had anything bad to say about Dan, because I never talked to Dan. I don't have anything to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just a little pissed off about that, because you know, people need to start, you know, kissing the ring and give them the respect where respect is due. You know, I've been around boxing for a long time. I've developed a lot of connections in the sport over the last 7 years or so, and it's just time that people really start just put in some respect on my name. I don't come out here and I don't lie. I'm a boxing fan like you guys, who just happens to have a YouTube channel, who just happens to have a platform, who just happens to have $1 million mouthpiece, who just happens to have connections in boxing, and I love doing this. But I'm basically you guys, just with a platform. That's all. I'm the same, just like you guys. I'm a boxing fan, so that's what it is. But yeah, there's just so much to talk about and unpack. Before I unpack some more, we go back to screen share. Let me read a couple comments. Let me acknowledge a couple of people. Shout out to my man Jimmy Lewis. Jimmy Lewis says, I'm still upset that you switched sides with Andrade. He's ducking Johnny Beck. There's no two ways about it. I didn't switch. I told you, I warned you guys in advance if he vacated that belt, what my stance was going to be. So it wasn't like I came out of left field, you know. So that's what it is. Last time I heard, Crawford was saying his guarantee was more than Errol Spence Jr.'s biggest payday. Yeah, okay. Marcellus Day was good, champ. Yes. Who is it? Who's he? L Boogie said, you gotta stop this shit, dude. You're telling to rest of these clown ass boxing channels with The thing is, I haven't been wrong so far. See, you can sit here and say, oh well, you know, you have I haven't been wrong. Blue Blood's been wrong. All these guys that you people like to put on this pedestal that have these subscribers, they've been wrong. True School ain't been wrong. So I'm not those guys. I'm not those guys. Don't ever in your right mind ever compare me to anybody on YouTube. There's only one Brendan Taylor. There's only one True School Sports. There's only one untouchable True School Sports empire. And Dan Rafael, it's to the point where Dan Rafael is piggybacking off of what I'm reporting. So that's what it is. You see, True School is right about the money. They offer Crawford, so why hate? Exactly. It's the truth. That's what they offered him. But now I'm telling you the fight's happening. You'll get an announcement soon. Now, again, I'm going to repeat what I said in the last live, all right? And I'm going to say this. I've never been a guy to make up lies for views, clicks, because personally, I don't give a fuck about views or clicks. I get views and clicks because I'm great at what I do, and I don't chase clout. Clout chases me because I'm a man of high quality, and I'm a content creator in boxing of high quality, so those things just come naturally. But I never had to go seek those things out. So you can choose to believe me, you can choose to not believe me, but go judge the history of my channel. Go judge my fruits. Go ask around in boxing. My reputation is solid. Okay? So it is what it is. But a couple of things I wanted to unpack, because there's a couple of things that I said in I didn't really mention in my last video that I kind of want to get into. So the last time I did one of these lives, right, talking about Crawford versus Spence, and you guys can even look at the date. So you guys can see this is Steven Espinoza. This is like the president, the head honcho, the Dun Dada of Showtime, right? The guy that really is pulling the strings from the Showtime perspective. I mean, apart from Al Heyman, of course. As far as being a face, being someone in the flesh, we can see he is, you know, a prominent figure in Showtime. All right. This was tweeted out literally like an hour or two after I went live last time. So what I believe is that Steven Espinoza had someone send him my last video from when I reported about the numbers, the 3-fight deal, the bullshit guarantee, the sub $10 million guarantee that they offered Terence Crawford. Someone sent him that live, and it prompted him to tweet this right here, which was where Espinoza says, "As I repeatedly said, it would not be productive to publicly discuss the details of certain negotiations while they are ongoing. Having said that, some of these rumors are comical," right? But you can't really say they're comical because if I reported it first, right? If I report it first, and then Dan Rafael, who works for ESPN, reports it 2 weeks later and pretty much reports the same thing I report, me and Dan Rafael both can't be lying. The truth has to be in quantity. You did try to offer Terence Crawford a lowball offer. You did try, because the reality is my opinion of it, because I didn't really give my opinion last time, so I'm gonna give my opinion here now that the fight's gonna happen. My opinion was that they never really wanted this fight, and my opinion has always been that they never wanted this fight. Never. PBC has never wanted this fight, and you're gonna say, well, BT, how can you say they never wanted this fight? Well, it's quite easy. All you gotta do is just have a little common sense and read between the lines. Terence Crawford, when he had the belt, okay, well, no. First, when he moved to welterweight, they said get a belt, right? Then he gets the belt. When he gets the belt, then he was told to leave Top Rank. He's told to leave Top Rank. So he leaves Top Rank, what was it, like 9-10 months ago? Leaves Top Rank right after the Sean Porter fight. Lets you know at the post-fight press conference, I'm not with Bob Arum no more. I'm not going to re-sign with him. He does that. You know, you guys told him to fight Sean Porter. You said you wouldn't beat Sean Porter. Then when he beat Sean Porter, we hear, oh, Porter wasn't motivated. Oh, it wasn't the Porter that fought Spence. We get all these things. His name gets dragged through the mud for 9 months. For a whole 9 months, his name gets dragged through the mud. All right? He then has to negotiate through bullshit lowball offers. All while witnessing the likes of like Caleb Plant getting $10 million. George Kambosos was getting $10 million. And y'all just wanted him just to sign the contract and just whatever. And granted, I want to see the fight too, so I would like to see him sign the contract. I would have liked to see him sign the contract, but at the end of the day, these are fighters. They put their lives on the line. This guy's 16-0 in world title fights. He hasn't had a fight not be a knockout victory in the last 8 fights in 6 years. And y'all want him to make less money than George Kambosos and Caleb Plant. I mean, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? But yeah, like PBC and Showtime and Espinoza and Heyman, they were so prepared to commit some of the most heinous crimes against boxing we've ever seen. They were fully prepared to go ahead and make Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. But the reality is, see, the way the landscape was and the way the dominoes fall is Errol Spence didn't want to fight Ennis, okay, because there wasn't enough money in it. Errol Spence didn't want to fight Thurman because he still harbors some bad blood from what happened at 147, from when Thurman was champion. And then, Crawford has the last belt. So Terence Crawford was smart. Terence Crawford was shrewd. Terence Crawford was the sage, wily veteran in negotiations. And he got what he wanted in the end. So listen, again, you guys can choose to believe me. Y'all can choose to not believe me. But so far, look, the last report I told you guys turned out to be true. So I'm already 1 for 1. I'm already batting 1,000. I'm already I already got the Virgil Ortiz, knockout percentage of 100%. So you can choose to believe me or not believe me, but expect a formal announcement from PBC soon. When? I'm not so sure yet, but I was told today, within the last hour, that this fight is going to be happening in 2022. So just wait for that announcement. It will be soon. When you get those dates, I would encourage everybody to get their flights ready for Las Vegas. It'll more than likely be in November. And yeah, so that's what it is. And you know what's crazy, right? You know what's crazy about this fight? And I'm gonna get to the comments in a second, but you guys know what's crazy about this fight. And I want to leave Espinoza's tweet up there because this was tweeted out the same day I reported last time. So this fight, I hate to say it, I hate to give myself a pat on the back, but it's the truth. If someone like myself didn't have the balls to come out here and tell y'all guys the real and put the numbers out, this fight would have never gotten done. So it's getting done. It's done actually. It's going to happen, and the announcement will be soon. But what I wanted to say was this, right? So when you look at Errol Spence, right? Because Errol Spence, and I actually switch tweets. But Errol Spence, great fighter, great volume jab, great boxer. We love Errol Spence on this channel. Great talent in boxing. But let's just be real. Not only have PBC not wanted this fight for the longest, truthfully, I don't think Errol has 100% wanted this fight. He may have kind of wanted the fight, but I don't think he really, really wanted the fight. I think he was 70% in. Because you guys tell me, when you look at the undisputed champions in recent years, whether it be Crawford, whether it be Usyk, whether it be Canelo, Josh Taylor, whoever, even in Inoue if he beats Paul Butler, these guys never really wasted too much time so far as getting to the last belt. They didn't. Josh Taylor, when it came time to fight Prograis, Taylor and Usyk, they were afforded the luxury of being in a tournament, so things happened relatively quickly. But Taylor had to fight Ramirez, who wasn't part of the tournament, and they had to negotiate to do some things with Top Rank. But Rick Mirrigan and Josh Taylor and all parties involved, they all came to an agreement, and they made the fight happen in Las Vegas in a relatively good amount of time. Same thing goes for, just pretty much every undisputed champion. Errol Spence Jr. has been a guy that not only has he moved the goalposts, not only has he, along with Heyman, along with Espinoza, along with the umbrella that is PBC, Showtime, and Al Heyman, not only have they taken forever to try to make this fight happen now, but they've moved the goalpost so much so to the point to where you really have to question if they really wanted the fight. And honestly, the only reason the fight's even happening in the first place was because Errol Spence was backed into a corner. All right. Have you guys ever heard a fighter? Tell me, and this tweet's from July 29th. Tell me. I want to know if Canelo said this. I want to know if Usyk said this. I want to know if Crawford said this. I want to know if the Monster Inoue said this. I want to know if any undisputed champion in recent memory has tweeted something along these lines. But Errol Spence literally said, not too long ago, July 29th, pretty much to stop talking about the fight. That's how I take it. Because he said, y'all are up at 8 a.m. arguing with each other. I love the patch for this fight, but go eat breakfast with your kids if you have some, and brush your teeth. So he may just be saying that in a joking way and framing it in a joking way. But bro, he don't want this fight. He's telling you guys, he's telling the boxing fans pretty much, stop talking about the fight. Stop asking me to go undisputed. Stop telling me to fight this guy named Terence Crawford. Because no fighter who wants to fight will ever talk like that, even in a joking fashion. And then when my main man, what was the guy's name? 210 Boxing TV, Brandon Walker. Shout out to him. I talked to him yesterday. Brandon Walker. He did an interview with Errol Spence, and he said, "Are you willing to die in the ring?" or something like that to Errol Spence if he fight Crawford. And Terence said, Errol said, "No, I'm not willing to die in the ring. I got kids or whatever, right?" So I know it may sound like a savage thing to say, but this is a warrior gladiator sport, like Deontay Wilder says. And the fact that he's even making statements like that, it just makes me feel like he don't really want the fight. PBC didn't want the fight. You know, you had, I mean, there's just so many examples we could give of PBC never truly won this fight, and they got backed into a corner. And only through the calm, cool, collected, shrewd approach of Crawford was this able to get done. I mean, look at Tim Smith. Tim Smith, one of the guys that works with PBC. God bless Tim Smith. You know, I don't got no hatred towards nobody. But Tim Smith was trying to tell you guys in the beginning of this year, you know, Crawford hasn't been built into a pay-per-view attraction. You know, you don't want to insult a guy like Terence Crawford, who's a tremendous talent and a proud champion, which they did, which they went on to do by giving him a lower guarantee than Caleb Plant got against Canelo. They gave him a lower amount of money than Kambosos is getting for a fight that nobody wants to see with Devin Haney in the rematch. You know, they eventually wound up did disrespect Terence Crawford. You know, then they say, well, he has been built into a pay-per-view star, but then, you know, Earl has been built into a pay-per-view star. So, like, from Tim Smith to Espinoza, especially Espinoza. I want to really highlight Espinoza because this tweet to me, where is it? This tweet to me was the most biggest indication that like he was really frustrated about the fact that someone like me probably doesn't know who I am, to be honest. He probably doesn't even know who I am, to be honest, which I think is a great thing. Someone like me, little old true school, you know, is actually throwing out legitimate numbers because look, it's one thing. It's one thing when you have Dan Rafael just saying things like, well, the fight's penciled in for the 19th. That's one thing because you're just talking about when the fight could take place. But once you get someone who's actually telling you terms of the deal, you know, length of the contract, the amount of a guarantee, the total value that the deal is worth, promoters don't like that. Promoters don't like that. Managers don't like that. And that's one surefire way. If the numbers are accurate, that's one surefire way to get under their skin. And I truthfully believe the last time we were on here, we got under Espinoza's skin because it was the truth. And that's why he tweeted this right here. Because look at the dates. August 11th, 2022. I went live on, look, I tweeted this August 11th at 3:32 p.m. He comes back at August 11th, what, 6:50. So roughly 3 hours and some change after I tweeted and after I had already gone live. You know, he's out here tweeting this. So I'm just saying, this is what's happening. So y'all can choose to believe or not believe, but little old true school sports is telling you guys what the deal is with Crawford versus Spence. And it's gotten to the point where we're agitating network executives. We're putting pressure on these guys. Because look, I've said it many times, like in the past when I was really upset about this fight, that I really don't care about the fight, but I do care about boxing fans and I do care about fans not being fucked over. I care about everybody who's watching this video. I care about boxing fans not getting the short end of the stick. I care about boxing fans getting what they want. And even though I may not necessarily care the most about Crawford versus Spence, I care about people, the public at large. It's bigger than Brendan Taylor. It's bigger than BT. I care about the public being happy. And this fight would make the lion's share of the boxing fans happy. So it's happening. You guys can expect an announcement soon. Terence Crawford has done the right thing. And that's just what it is. So, yeah, let's get to some comments. Because I know I'm over here rambling and raving. Hold on. Let me see. But, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. You know, some people love me. Some people hate me. But I'm just a kid from Dania. I don't give a damn. We here. Why did ESPN get rid of damn? I don't know. Cedric Smith with the beard says, motherfuckers talking just be talking and had no idea what they talking about. Per Bud. Well, Bud can say what he wants to say. I know exactly what's going on. So, it is what it is. My problem with Darren Field is when he's disrespecting fighters, and my problem with Darren Field is when he's disrespecting fighters and call them cowards when you're fat. Yeah, you can't be fat. You can't be fat and you call guys who are in dog shape, you know, bums or anything like that. You can't say nothing negative about that. Listen, guys. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about Andre Duck and Johnny Beck. Andre Duck, Johnny Beck, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We'll talk about that tomorrow on tomorrow's live. Andre Duck, Johnny Beck, he don't want no smoke. It's unfortunate. It's a reality I got to deal with, and that a lot of us Andre fans got to deal with, and some Andre fans aren't dealing with it. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Right now, we talking about this fight that you guys have been talking about forever. Crawford versus Spence. All right. Crawford versus Spence is happening. It's definitely happening. I've got confirmation of it. You'll get an announcement soon, and I'm getting out of in front of it right now because I told you guys about the issue with the guarantee before Dan Rafael, And then Dan Rafael was 13 days later. He just caught up recently, and I'm light years ahead of Dan. I'm telling you that the fight is done. So hopefully, sooner rather than later, PBC makes the announcement because I want boxing fans to be happy. I want boxing fans to be happy. I want people to just really be happy with the welterweight division and things. Antonio Holmes, November 19th. That's the date I was told. November 19th is the date I was told. But if it's not November 19th, it'll be a little earlier than that. But November 19th is the day I got. So November 19th, Crawford Spence, Las Vegas, Nevada. That's what I was told. So expect the announcement soon. If you guys want to know when you could expect the announcement, I mean, there's like 3 cards coming up. There's the PBC has the big Ruiz versus Ortiz card coming up soon. Pay-per-view. They got that's September 4th. You got Sebastian Fundora versus Carlos Ocampo October 8th, and then you got the big Wilder Helenius card October 15th. Now we're 13 weeks away from the November 19th date, which is the latest date that's been reported. It's November 12th and November 19th, but I was told November 19th. November 19th is like 13 weeks from today. So if you do this like in the middle of October, you're only giving yourself what? 4 weeks to promote the fight. So the announcement's gonna have to come soon. Because if it doesn't come soon, then you know, that's what it is. You are one of the few reputable boxing content creators that I can depend on for reliable info. I refuse to make any more videos on Terence Crawford until we get an official fight date. I got carded by KO. And I appreciate you, Tough Glove Boxing. I don't blame you. I've been there. I'm just privileged to have a really good source that's really close to the situation. So I get information on this fight, you know, every other day at least. So, yeah, I was told today, and I'm just getting out in front of it, and I want people to be happy. I want people to just expect the announcement. Be on the lookout for it. The real fact is Crawford is full of shit. How is he full of shit? How? I don't understand how Terence Crawford is, how is Terence Crawford full of shit? Terence Crawford is a guy who's 16-0 in world title fights. Terence Crawford is a guy who's been undisputed. He's been lineal champion in multiple weight classes. Terence Crawford's a guy that's done everything asked of him from the detractors, from the Errol Spence fanboys, from the LDBC who don't want to see him succeed. He's done every last thing. He's ticked every last box. He got the belt. He beat Porter. He left Arum. You know, and they still try to lowball him. So I just can't wait. I can't wait till the announcement, and I can't wait. Someone asked where it's confirmed. It's confirmed on True School Sports. That's where it's confirmed. That's where it's fucking confirmed. It's on True School Sports and only True School Sports. It ain't on Dan Rafael. It ain't on Coppinger. So you guys can wait, and they can give you the announcement when they can give you the announcement when, and you can choose to believe it then. But I'm telling you now, I'm already ahead of them. I'm telling you now, just like I already proved I was ahead of Dan Rafael the first time. I'm telling you guys right now, that's when it's gonna happen. November 19th, Crawford Spence. It's a done deal. You know. Dan said it was penciled in, but he didn't say it was a done deal. I'm telling you it's a done deal. Keep on grinding. Yep. Oh, super chat. Shout out to my man, Android. He says, keep on grinding. And let's give Android a quick little Don King. You guys know the drill. If you don't know the drill and you're new, you know, when the super chats come out, so does Don King. So Don King, go ahead and talk to him.
Hey, everybody. Let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
That's right. Let the good times roll. And that's what we're going to do here on True School Sports. We're going to let the good times roll. You know, listen, man. September the 15th, right? September the 15th, 2017. Here's some trivia for you guys. September the 15th was the first ever time that Terence Crawford, in an interview, mentioned Errol Spence as a potential opponent. That was September 15th, 2017. So we're talking about in roughly 2 weeks, damn near, just over 2 weeks, it's going to be basically the 5-year anniversary of the first time Crawford ever mentioned Errol Spence in an interview, and so it's only appropriate that they get this fight done before that date. Because if they weren't going to get it done before then I would have been like, okay, you know, they're full of shit. But yeah, let me see. It really has been a mess of all messes. It should have happened God knows how long ago, a long time ago. But I'm telling you, the fight didn't happen because one side didn't want the fight. All right. Now, Errol Spence, I give him his credit. He's making the fight happen. You know, so God bless him. You know, he could have just outright swerved the fight. But then at the same time, it's like you look at what the landscape was. You look at the landscape. You look at like what could Errol Spence have done besides Terence Crawford? Now, we all know that PBC, in plain sight, they were pretty much preparing for damage control. They had Keith Thurman doing, hold on, let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you much better than I can tell you. PBC was already planning damage control with Keith Thurman. They had Keith Thurman last week in studio doing an interview with Brian Campbell, talking about he want to fight Crawford and Spence. They also brought him on the telecast right here in South Florida at the Hard Rock. You had Keith again in other articles talking about he's the backup option, right? So it was either fight Crawford or fight Keith Thurman. We know Spence doesn't like Keith Thurman because of what's happened in the past. So that really wasn't like, it was only going to be a last resort option if they couldn't make a deal, right? Ennis is a very, very dangerous fighter, and there's not a lot of money in it, so that's not really an option for him, because Errol Spence isn't going to stay at welterweight for Jaron Ennis. He's going to want to move to 54 before he fights Ennis. Just because there's not enough money in that for him. Plus, you look at 54, he can go up there and be more comfortable and not have to fight such a young killer for such little money. So there's all that. But that's really what I really feel like. And I'm not trying to like hate on PBC or Errol Spence, but I really feel like the landscape, it was a combination of things. It was Terence Crawford's, his shrewdness, his ability to be a shrewd businessman and negotiate what he believes he's worth and get that done. That's what got us over the line. Because if it was a less stubborn-minded person, Crawford would have just picked up his belt, and went somewhere else. He wouldn't want to go fight Virgil Ortiz or done something else. And mind you, I want to really highlight this to you guys because I don't think this is being really talked about enough. The fight's finalized now. It's happened. You're going to get an announcement very, very soon, within the coming days and weeks. But like you had Caleb Plant, right? Caleb Plant got a $10 million guarantee. George Kambosos is getting a $10 million fight to fight, what's his name, Devin Haney in a rematch that really none of us want to see, right? So you guys wanted, there was a large segment of the YouTube boxing community, particularly the Spence fans, particularly a lot of people, I'm not going to say everybody and put them in a blanket, but a lot of people in the LDBC, a lot of you guys were in cahoots with Heyman, a lot of you guys were in cahoots with Espinoza, a lot of you guys were on that same line of thinking. You guys were okay with letting Terence Crawford get shortchanged, disrespected, and treated like he's a nobody, when in all reality, Terence Crawford is boxing's most consistent performer at the championship level. Terence Crawford has stopped his last 8 opponents in a row. Terence Crawford is a generational type of fighter. And y'all were okay with letting him get less money than Caleb Plant and George Kambosos. Two guys that a lot of people say they don't think highly of because, I like Caleb Plant and George Kambosos, so I know how people talk about them. You guys don't think highly of Caleb Plant. You guys don't think highly of George Kambosos, but you were more than fine with letting lesser fighters with lesser names get what they deserve, but you're not okay with Crawford getting what he deserved. Such hypocrisy going on in the sport right now. Such double standards going on with a lot of people. But it's okay. Thankfully, the fight is done, and people can be excited and get happy about what's coming their way. And I'm gonna agree with Rick Glazer. Shout out to Rick Glazer. He's a friend of the channel. We're gonna have Rick Glazer on here very soon. He says, PBC lovers and Earl sexuals say Crawford's taking too long and should just sign to face Spence and take a Heyman lowball offer. Crawford's 38-0. He's 3-division champion, 16-0 world title bouts, and #1 on the ESPN pound list. All the above tells me that Terence Crawford is very intelligent, and he is intelligent. That's why the fight is done. That's why we're gonna get the fight, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see in the build up to the fight. We're gonna see come fight night if Errol Spence really is the truth. This is the lie detector test. If Errol Spence is the truth, then Terence Crawford is the motherfucking lie detector test. We're going to see if he's the truth, because there's just been a lot of bullshit the last 5 years, particularly from that side. No? We got a super chat. Let me see. Where's the super chat at? Where is it at? Where is that? By the way, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to my man AS. You guys are legit. When the super chats come out, so does the big bad booty daddy. So Scott Steiner, put these hoes, particularly the Spence fanboys that cat for the guy, put these hoes in the Steiner recliner.
Up and grind. And it's only a matter of time because he called me the big bad booty daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to AS. He says, dudes in the comments are giving Earl top glizzy gladiators. Yeah, man, you know, it is what it is. You got your fanboys for all kinds of fan bases. It is what it is, and that's what it is. So my man Carl says, you always been hating on Spence. You haven't done your homework, Carl. You haven't done your homework. You're flapping your gums, because if you really went to the beginning of my video archive, and the video is on private, you can go look. You can go look at my video archives when I was calling out Keith Thurman for not fighting Errol Spence. When I was saying that Keith Thurman didn't want no smoke with Errol Spence. You can go look at all the positive things I used to say about Errol Spence pre-Crawford, because I never had a problem with Spence at all. He was actually one of my favorite fighters. I never had a problem with him up until the whole Crawford side of the street bullshit stuff. That's when the problem started, and that's probably when you found me, so that's why. Bro, I've been watching you for years now, so keep it real. Well, you're wrong. I'm telling you you're wrong. All right? I'm telling you you're wrong. I'm telling you that if you were to really go back to the beginning of the first Errol Spence videos I ever made, you will see that I'm not a hater. You will see that I was always high on him. So, I'm not an Errol Spence hater. You're wrong about that. Like, come on, bro. Crawford's knocking out bigger guys from a smaller weight. Exactly. Going up, knocking out bigger guys from a freaking smaller weight class. Nobody's gone the distance, and I promise you this. I promise you this. All right? Because now we're finally at the point I've always wanted to get to. This is why I got so frustrated with the Crawford Spence stuff over the years, because I've always wanted to get to this point where I know the fight's going to happen and I can start talking shit and having fun with the fight. Errol Spence going to get stomped out. He's going to get curb stomped. And when he gets curb stomped by Terence Crawford, you guys are going to say, car crash. I can already hear it. You guys are going to not give Crawford his just due. You're not going to give him his just, and it's okay. But I'm letting you guys know, Terence Crawford, he has to get his just due. I'm blaming everybody. I'm blaming everybody, bro. Cause I've had it. I've had it. You've had all this stuff, BT. So if you want to go elsewhere, then you can only blame yourself. Yeah. Crawford did nothing but fight tomato cans and talk a bunch of nonsense. So Sean Porter's a tomato. When did Sean Porter become a tomato can? It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. You know, you guys let Steven Espinoza and you guys let motherfucking Dan Rafael and you guys let freaking Al Heyman brainwashing you into thinking that Terence Crawford never wanted this fight. When has Terence Crawford ever shown in his career that he didn't want to be the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world? You guys should, like AS says, these dudes are out the rabbit-ass mind. Straight up. So, listen, I hope Errol Spence trains hard. He's going to need it. Listen, it's going to be a really, really, really great day when Terence Crawford beats up on Errol Spence. I can't wait. Because as great of a fighter as he is, and I think he's a cool guy, because I've talked to him before, and you know, he seems like a really cool guy outside of boxing. But when it comes to the subject of Terence Crawford, we're only in this point in the first place because Errol Spence and the people that work with him, whether it be Espinoza, whether it be Heyman, you know, and all the fine folks there, they're the reason why this fight took so long to get made. But, you know, better late than never. Nah, True School hates Canelo. I don't even hate him no more, to be honest with you. I don't even hate Canelo. I don't really hate Canelo no more. I think this fight with the negotiations, I think like the bullshit going on with Benavidez, even with my boy Andre, like Andre's on some bullshit. Now I can't really say that I feel the same way about Canelo like I used to. Now if he loses to Golovkin, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna troll you guys and have a lot of fun. But I don't really dislike Canelo the way I used to. It's different now. He says, you fool me. You know I couldn't wait. Damn. Where's Pops at? Pops is in the living room. I like Spence, but I hate his fans. I hope Derrick James, a.k.a. Much throws the towel. I like Derrick James. Derrick James is a great trainer. I got nothing bad to say about Derrick James. Derrick James has done a remarkable job with the career of Errol Spence, and he's done an even more remarkable job with the career of Jamel Charlo in getting the best out of him. So I don't got not even an ounce of anything bad to say about Derrick James. But yeah, I'm the same way. I like Errol Spence. It's so funny to hear people say that, like, I hate Errol Spence when I remember when Errol Spence fought Samuel Vargas on like the early PBC cards, and I would talk about him back then. You know, I was a fan of him back then. I watched all the fights he had as a prospect. I watched him back then when he was fighting. What's his name? What was that one guy who dropped Spence? There was a guy, not dropped him, but hurt him. There was a dude who early in his career whose name I can't remember right now. There was a guy that hurt Spence early in his career. Yeah, fuck, I can't remember. Let me see. Let me go on his box right. I can't remember the guy's name. There was a prospect fight he had early in his career. There was a dude who hurt Errol Spence. He didn't drop him, but it was like probably the worst he's ever been hurt in the pros so far. And I remember watching that fight back then, and nobody knew who Errol Spence was. So it's just funny to hear people say, "Oh, you're an Errol Spence hater," when in all actuality, I don't hate Spence. I just don't like the way he's been moving ever since Crawford got in the picture. But the dude he fought, Emmanuel Larte. Yes, he fought Emmanuel Larte, and that was actually right here in South Florida. He fought Emmanuel Larte. He got hurt in that fight, and that was a fight where Errol Spence really had to do some learning on the job. That was one of the fights that really allowed him to become the fighter he is today. Earl's best win is Kell Brook, a man who had to drain himself to get back from 147 from 60. He just had a face broken. Listen, I'm of the mindset that if they would have fought, if Brook and Spence would have fought when they were supposed to, I really think that like not when they were supposed to, but like before Brook fought Golovkin, I thought Kell Brook would have beat Errol Spence. But that's just me. But either way, he won on the road. He took the time, Kell Brook, so you can't discredit the win too much. You know, you can nitpick and you can say, "Is this news legit?" I mean, so far, I've only had one live like this when it comes to this fight, and I told you guys what the deal was, and I was proven to be correct. So I'm 1 for 1 already. So I'm gonna be 2 for 2. But listen. Forget me. The real main event is here. The real main event is here. We got Pops. Pops.
A few seconds. I'm just gonna say what I gotta say.
All right, Pops. Talk to him. Give him your take on Spence Crawford.
There's a lot but life for you, first of all. Hey, listen. The real deal is the Crawford fight and Spence fight did not happen. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's because of course money, and the biggest thing to me is fucking egos. Egos are a big thing in this fight from both Crawford and Spence. But I think Crawford, to me, has accomplished a lot more than Spence. No disrespecting Spence. And I think he deserves what he's due to him, regardless of how you want to see it or not. When we're talking about this fight, been going on for a long time, we knew it wasn't going to happen. BT knew it wasn't going to happen. And for all you out there making comments, "Oh, Pops is the one giving all the information to BT," well, you got it fucking wrong. Because I don't know which way I'm standing, which side of the street I'm standing on. But I do know one thing. BT knows more the inside in boxing than you guys give him credibility for. So I'm going to keep on laughing on all you motherfucking channels out there that keep discrediting BT, because at the end of the day, the truth will come out and you will see what he's talking about.
The truth.
God bless for you guys. I'm on the live. I'm laying down. My legs are fucked up. God bless you. And here's to you guys.
Hey, Pops. Before you go, I want to ask you. So, do you think, like, before you go, do you feel like before we got to this point where the fight's finally made, do you feel like Espinoza, like Steven Espinoza and Al Heyman, do you feel like they along with Errol Spence, they are the reason why it took so long to get to this point?
I will say one thing about Errol Espinoza, and we know we have in all kind of promotion coming in. All boxing is nasty. People are haters. People in the high levels. But fuck, what's his name? Espinoza. Fuck him 100 times. That motherfucker's a squeezo. He's a fucking worm. And he's part of the fucking reason a lot of fights don't happen. And when the truth comes out, and BT says something, or any other channel says something about he's a first motherfucker sucking some dick. So, fuck you, Espinoza.
Go lay down. That Bud Light starting to talk.
Yeah, so Espinoza, I'm just saying, Espinoza, he has no credibility. He's a snake like everybody else. So, but you come here to True School Sports, all you gotta do is read TRU, and you know the real deal.
Damn. Okay. Pop's going crazy. Carl says, like father, like fun, like son I see. Hey, I ain't as crazy as him. I mean, I'm his son, so I can get like that. But it's rare. So you know, he's different. He's got PTSD. He's a little fucked up from the war. But anyway, Errol Spence Jr. Yes. Hey, best of luck to the truth, man. Listen, when both these guys go to camp, if they're not already in camp, like I wish them both the best for their training. I want it to be the best I want it to be the best Terence Crawford, the strongest Terence Crawford, the fittest Terence Crawford, and I want it to be the best Errol Spence, the fittest Errol Spence, and the strongest Errol Spence possible. Because whether Crawford wins the fight like I think he will, or whether Errol Spence wins the fight like I think he will, or no, not like I think he will. I meant whoever wins the fight, I want there to be no excuses. I want there to be no excuses. I want there to be no dishonor. I want both guys to get their just due, straight up. I want both guys to get their due. He said it's nothing bad, just saying my dad is the same way. Yeah, my dad, yeah, man. Fathers from the old school, they're a little bit, they got a couple screws loose. They don't care. By the way, let me say shout out to my main man out there in Montreal, big subscriber of the channel, one of my most loyal supporters. I got a lot of love for this brother, Usam the fanboy killer. Shout out to you, champ. Hope all is well. He says May 4th, love pops. You guys are both good. Yes. He says, yo, BT, why did you troll me? Hey, man, I got to keep you on your toes, Hyro. I can't. I talk to Hyro every day. Can't you throw PBC out him in there, Espinoza? Yeah, I'm throwing them all. And by the way, shout out to Square Circle Boxing. I appreciate you, champ. I saw your comment from earlier. Yes, I'm throwing them all in there. I'm not isolating Heyman. I'm not isolating Espinoza from Spence. They're all, to me, they're all under the same umbrella. Like we saw Espinoza getting pissed off. Like I'll show you guys again the same day, and I'll even show you the dates and times so you guys know I'm not bullshitting. So I came out last time. I told y'all what the deal was with the guarantee. August 11th, 3:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Espinoza comes out August 11th, 6:56 Eastern Standard Time, and he's all mad. He's like, I can't believe that people are putting negotiations out there. I repeatedly said it would not be productive to publicly discuss this. Shut up, man. Shut up. Make the fight happen. Make the damn fight happen. It's made. It's made. Talking about we will not publicly discuss. No, you made the fight. Thank you, but stop it, man. Y'all out here trying to commit felonies against boxing. Y'all out here trying to commit misdemeanors against boxing. Y'all out here trying to commit crimes against boxing, but good always prevails. Good always prevails. Got me fired up today. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Hit the like button. Let me see. Demetrius Andrade. What y'all talking about Demetrius Andrade for? Yes, love you too. Love you too, Osam. God bless. You turn your back on me, BT. I was going to do an interview with you too. No, that's not Andrade. That's freaking Hyro. The press conference is going to be funny. Bomac is going to be funny. Him and Reynoso are tied for the worst trainer of the year. You keep talking about that, but guess what? I'm gonna tell you this, Hyro. You saying that Bomac's the worst trainer of the year, but what you're not recognizing is that if Crawford beats Spence, he gonna fuck around and win trainer of the year. He gonna do the ultimate. He gonna do the ultimate 180 on you. Yes, sir. Finally, salute to you, Brandon. Thank you, champ. God bless Rebel Life Boxing. Make sure you guys go subscribe and go show some love to Rebel Life Boxing, a good man. I'm hearing the fight between Terence and Spence. It is. I just got confirmation with it myself from the same source who told me that about the guarantees that Dan Raphael's just now reporting on. 13 days later, he was late. BT's like Usain Bolt. And I'm just looking back. He was late with his report, like 2 weeks late. So he just now caught up, and I'm telling you guys in advance again that the fight's done. The fight's done. It's happening November 19th. You heard it here first. Yes, sir. So we don't. Listen. If you're a Crawford fan and you've been talking shit about Spence like myself over the years, then you got to give Spence his credit. He's helped make this fight happen. So God bless Errol Spence. If you're a Spence fan who's been hating on Crawford, saying that he doesn't want to sign the contract and that he's a duck and he's not fought anybody and he hasn't proven himself in the welterweight division, then you got to listen. You gotta give him his credit. So I can't wait. You guys you don't gotta believe. I'm not asking nobody to believe me. All I can tell you is I don't have a reputation for lying when it comes to other things in boxing. I wasn't lying last time when I came on here and talked about this. So I'm already when it comes to this subject and reporting things first, I'm already 1 for 1. I'm gonna be 2 for 2. So just wait. Just wait and take your time. Earl is a young dude trying to enjoy his life and find who he is at the same time. And you know what? That's fair. I think when you get so much money at a young age, it's not easy. It's not easy because the pride of life can get to anybody. The pride of life, the pressures that come with making money, having status, having everybody wants something from you. You know, sometimes you're so busy helping other people out. Sometimes you're so busy trying to find other things out about helping other people that you don't even know who you are as a person. So I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I ain't worried about Demetrius Andrew right now. We talk about him tomorrow. Tim Witherspoon. Oh snap! Is this the Tim Witherspoon? If this is actually the real Tim Witherspoon and this is his YouTube channel, then let me say, God bless you, Tim Witherspoon, for all the great fights in the ring over the years. God bless you for putting your life on the line and showing off great boxing skills in the heavyweight division all those years ago. I mean, you were a little bit before my time, Tim, but I respect fighters from all generations. So God bless you. Tough Glove Boxing. Shout out to him with the super chat. You know, we'll give him a quick little. We'll give Tough Glove Boxing to Terence Crawford. We're looking for you, Earl, and we finally caught you. We finally caught you.
Pussy ass, bring your ass out. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Earl. Where you at?
Shout out to Tough Glove Boxing with the $5 super chat. He says, I've stopped making videos on this fight until we get the official fight date. Errol Spence fans are like a toxic cult. I can't wait for Bud to KO Spence. Okay, listen, I ain't mad at you. The date I was told, listen, I can always tell you what I was told. I'm not going off of what Dan Raphael says or Coppinger. I'm probably one of the only YouTubers that's not going off of what Coppinger's saying or Raphael's saying, because I don't need those guys, all right? I got my own sources. I was told November 19th, I was told it's going to be in Las Vegas. I was told, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is a done deal. So, I was also told we can expect the official announcement from PBC soon. So I don't got to wait for the announcement. I'm telling you guys right now, because when it comes to this, I'm already batting 1,000. But as a content creator, I fully understand why you would, why you would not want to talk about this, because it can get tedious, it can get tiresome. I get it. I get it. Tim Witherspoon. Hey, everyone here, please show your appreciation for Tim Witherspoon. The heavyweight contender. Top heavyweight in his day. A guy that could really mix it up with the best of them. Definitely deserves his respect. Passionate Puncher says, we're behind you, BTA. Much respect to you, Passionate Puncher. I appreciate all the love and support. Much love to you guys from South Florida. I'll tell you guys this. Maybe I'm kind of crossing my fingers that we get this fight announced on the Ruiz versus Ortiz card. That's what I'm hoping, because I'm gonna be at that fight. So, if anybody's in the LA area, if you guys are gonna be at the Staples Center or the Crypto.com Arena, what do they call it now? If you're gonna be in LA for the Ortiz Ruiz fight, let me know, because I'll be out there. I'll be out there in the flesh. South Florida in the building. Daniel Beach in the house. We coming. Now, he wants to know, explain Amir Khan to me clearly, Modern King. I'm all ears. That 147. The Amir Khan fight was just a cash grab. He couldn't get no fights, so they made the Khan fight happen. Wasn't a fight that I wanted to see, but it happened. There's been a lot of fights in boxing. Who wanted to see Errol Spence versus Lamont Peterson? Lamont Peterson, if I'm not mistaken, had just barely beaten Felix Diaz, and I actually thought he lost to Felix Diaz. But shout out to everyone here. I pretty much said what I needed to say. I really don't have no much more to say than that. I just hope they announce this soon, because we're 13 weeks away from November 19th. If they make it on the 12th, but I was told the 19th. But if I'm wrong and my source is wrong and it's the 12th, like Dan Raphael is saying, that's still 12 weeks. So we're getting to that point now where you got to make an announcement. So you give these guys, these two, top shelf, top drawer, creme de la creme welterweights, the promotion and the push that a fight like this deserves. You can't announce this fight, 6 weeks before, 7 weeks before, even 8 weeks before, and then just do a bullshit promotion. Announce it quickly and swiftly so people can get excited. I want face-offs. I want freaking content. I want to be inside the training camps. I want Crawford and Spence on all the talk TV shows. I mean, this fight isn't even just about the welterweight division. It's about the health of boxing and really growing the sport. Fights like this are the kind of fights that can grow the sport, That's right. Walk-off home run. I feel like Joe Carter in the '93 World Series. I just walk-off home run in the World Series. I think Errol Spence lost to Sean Porter. I don't agree with that. I believe if he never got the knockdown, you might have a case. But the knockdown, and also Spence working behind a good, consistent jab, that helped him win the fight. Spence kept it real on everything he said he was gonna do, but I bet you won't admit that. They tried to lowball him. The fights only happen. Okay, I gave him his credit for making the fight happen. Okay, but literally, Terence Crawford's had his name dragged through the mud the last 9 months. They told he moved the goalpost so many times. This is just like Khan versus Brook, and Errol Spence is Amir Khan, because he's telling his rival to do one thing, and every time he would do it, he moved the goalpost, and then it took forever. So it's better late than never, I guess. But I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget. I have a long memory. We got another super chat. Uh-oh. We got the man here, the Don Dada, the head honcho. Shout out to my man, Flip, Hark Detailing and Recon, Grand Prairie, Texas. Shout out to the fine folks over there. Let's give Felipe a quick little, let's give him a Scott Steiner. Let's give him a Big Bad Booty Daddy. Big Bad Booty Daddy, Scott Steiner. Put these hoes in the Steiner recliner.
And grind. And it's only a matter of time because he called me the Big Bad Booty Daddy.
Here you go, the Big Bad Booty Daddy in full effect. Flip says, Errol Spence fans a toxic cult, stereotyping his toxic son. What's up, BT? I'm not going to group all Errol Spence fans because it's not fair to say all. But I would just say the ones on the internet. The ones on the internet that don't like Terence Crawford, those are the ones I'd be talking about. But he says, are you going to the fight next week? Yes, I will be in LA next week for Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. So I know me and you have spoken about that. If you're going to be there, it'd be great to see you. Hope all is well. Keep being great. Keep inspiring people because you've inspired me in a lot of ways, whether you know it or not. And I just wanted to let you know that. But yeah, shout out to my man Flip out there in the fine state of Texas. I have to go to Texas soon, man, because it's been a while. So we'll talk soon. But yeah, I'll be there. I rock with both Crawford and Spence, but I lost respect for both of them. Look, I can't blame you. It's taken a long time to get to this point, but we're here. And I'm letting you guys know that we're here before, Ray Fiel. Because I already know when Ray Fiel or Coppinger or Espinoza or the fighters, whenever they announce it, then everyone's going to be like, man, but I already told you guys, so I'm ahead of it. It's some good Spence fans. I'm taking their money. You think so? Now, I hope they pay you. Who's trying to lowball him? Keep it real. Spence went out there and took them belts from them boys one by one, and he said this years ago he was going to... Okay, yeah, he did that, but... So, so what you're telling me is you think it's okay for Terence Crawford in the biggest fight of his career when he's already become 3-division champion, undisputed, lineal champion in multiple weight classes. You think it's okay for him to get a less pay than Caleb Plant and George Kambosos Jr.? That's ridiculous. There's no sensible way you could rationalize that. Terence Crawford has paid his dues and compounded interest on the dues. The guy should get paid just the same way Spence should get paid. I think they both should get paid. It's not even a Crawford thing. It's a both. I can't wait. I'm gonna talk that crap beat. Talk. Oh, hey, listen, Harold. Now's the time. Now I'm not gonna get mad at you because I was getting mad at you for the longest time because you were talking about this fight and it wasn't even done yet. Like, man, why are you talking about this fight that's not even happening yet? It's not even Now we can talk because now, as much as you're gonna talk, I'm gonna talk 50-fold worse, 50 times worse. Errol Spence is gonna get curbed, so I can't wait. November 19th. For those that want to know, that the date I was told was November 19th, but it is happening. That's what I know. It's happening. It's been confirmed. November 19th is the date. Spence has fought every welterweight there is to have a fight with. How could anyone lose respect for him? But, look, we're not going to focus on the negative. We're going to focus on the positive. Let's focus on the positive, all right? We're not going to go there. All I'm saying is that, like, Terence Crawford had to go through a lot to get to this point because they moved the goalposts time and time again. But you shouldn't really expect anything less when you're dealing with a guy like Espinoza, And honestly, look, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but, like, I think the last live we did influenced them getting this fight done behind closed doors. And evidence of that can be seen. I'm gonna keep showing this tweet. I'm gonna show this tweet over and over and over again. Espinoza kept saying, and I'll read it in my Steven Espinoza voice. He says, "As I repeatedly said, it would not be productive to publicly discuss the details of certain negotiations while they are ongoing. Having said that, some of these rumors are comical." Quote. Espinoza didn't want to make this fight because you guys got to understand, like, Errol Spence is the big money man at PBC now. Wilder isn't that guy no more because of the Fury fight. He can't go no higher than he did in the Fury fights, money wise. So Errol Spence is the number one guy, and PBC isn't going to be so quick to just give up Terence Crawford to Errol Spence. So that's what it is. And Brother Goodwin says, where? Las Vegas. I was told Las Vegas. So Las Vegas, November 19th, all that good stuff. All I'm telling you guys is the fight is done. It is happening. PBC announcement coming very, very soon. Hopefully coming next weekend on the Ruiz card. I'm not going to be like these other channels and tell you guys, well, it's going to come on this card and it's not going to come that card. Then you guys watch the card and then it doesn't happen. And then you're like, oh, well, you told me it was this card. So I don't know. Truth be told, I know the fight is done. I know it's happening. I just don't know when they're going to announce it. I can make an educated guess, but I'm not going to be like, these other channels that I've told you guys, like, oh, it's going to happen on the PBC, on this card or that card or this event or that event. I don't know that part, but I just know it's done and we should expect an announcement soon. So they was trying to get Terence Crawford like he was locked down, like Hurricane. Yeah, they're trying to treat him like Reuben Carter, Hurricane Carter. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are you going to the fight? Crawford Spence? I mean, I can't tell you what I'm even doing 5 minutes from now, but I can tell you that I'll be at the Ruiz versus Ortiz fight. That's the next fight I'm going to. That'll be next weekend. So yeah, I'll be at that fight. And if you're gonna be there, he said he wants to meet me. Listen, I love meeting people that watch the channel. It really is one of my favorite things to do because it really blows my mind how little old BT from Dania Beach, how people in states and cities I've never been to know who I am and they resonate with the content. So that's just what it is. How many fighters would have came back to fight Danny after a crash like that? I mean, look, I don't want to talk down on that fight because truthfully, I never really viewed. To me, Danny Garcia at welterweight for Crawford and Spence is a tune-up. I really think that because Danny Garcia had mastered the art of losing and looking good while doing it. That's just my take on Danny Garcia. But to answer your question, not a lot of guys. So I give him a lot of credit. I'll give him some credit. He came back. He got back. He fought a top 10 contender, a guy that been champion. So he did what he did what he needed to do. And God bless him. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm just glad Errol Spence was safe. That he didn't die in a car crash or have his boxing career permanently ended because that would have been very tragic. And at the end of the day, this guy's a man. Like I'm a man. He's got a family. He's got a lot of things to live for, and it would have been a shame to have those things taken from him. And hopefully, he continues to do his thing. How do you know it's done? I have a source, a very reliable source, and listen. All you gotta do is trust my word because I've already told you guys about this fight in a different scenario, and I've been proven right. I'm 1 for 1, and Dan Rafael just caught up to me 13 days later. So you don't gotta believe me. You don't gotta believe me, but I'm not gonna be wrong. But look, guys. I wasn't planning on making this a long live. I just want to let you guys know. I wanted to give you all the news that Spence Crawford is done. It is happening. So, expect an announcement soon. Start making your if you got a channel, start making your breakdown videos. Start making your prediction videos. What I can tell you is this: in November, when this fight happens on the 19th, as I was told, when this fight happens. I will be in Vegas. I will be there to interview the boxing fans and check the pulse of what you guys think in the flesh. So I'll be there when it comes. And yeah, Doug says we can blame you if it doesn't get announced. Yeah, blame me. Blame me. Feel free to blame me if it doesn't get announced. Feel free to blame me if it doesn't get announced. But yeah, look, guys, look. That note, I'm gonna get up on out of here because I got other things I gotta attend to. But I just want to give you guys the good news. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is official. We'll talk more about this later on. But until then, you guys just chew on that, marinate on that. And yeah, keep supporting the channel. Keep check out. Go, if you haven't already, go check out the interviews that have dropped on the channel with I have an interview with Bernard Hopkins that just dropped where he said that Gervonta Davis and the lightweights that are fearful of Ryan Garcia. Go check that out. Go check out my Sugar Ray Leonard interview. Just so much great content on the channel. I mean, I don't even know where to even begin, but you know, you can start there. So I'm gonna get out of here. Take care, guys. God bless. Keep Jesus first. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.